What the fuck are you doing?
Make sure you're never followed here. It's all our asses if you walk.
Make sure you obey the laws of physics. Hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of Fallout 4, Alien Blaster Only. So in this episode we will be going through the glowing sea for the second time and then coming back. And then afterwards just probably heading back to Diamond City to extract... No. I think we had all the fusion cores on us anyway, so we don't need to go to Diamond City to get the fusion cores back. But we probably do want to sell stuff. Okay. So yeah, as I run towards the place where I saved before actually running across the glowing sea, I'll quickly talk about the list of perks that I have for this character. So basically, I realized that the next perk in the list that I had previously was going to be it was going to be Sneak 4. Now, Sneak 4 at this point is entirely useless. In fact,
okay, cut the shit. Is that?
yeah, we never actually took any points in Sneak before level 20.
Disappear now.
Right, because
Turn up.
for this character, the Sneak perk is entirely meant to cross the bridge from leaving the vault to getting the gun, getting the alien blaster. Now that we have the alien blaster and power armor, actually being able to sneak isn't anywhere near as useful. Yeah, so there's that. Now, as another thing, that means that I've basically moved up the perks: Hacker 3, Gunslinger 4, possibly Scrounger 3, Science 3, and Solar Powered 2. And it also means that in the whole, that has moved from level 26 to level 32. I've simply decided to put a straight boost of charisma in there, because what else am I going to put in there? If I increase my intelligence, that will reduce the XP I get because of the Idiot's Advance thing. If I... Actually, I suppose I could put it into strength, but again, in power armor, that strength doesn't matter. Why am I not sprinting? I can sprint. I have fusion cores for days. I can sprint. Now, as for the other features of the perks that I take, at level 33 and 34, I increase my agility twice in a row, allowing me to get Action Girl 1 and 2. Then at that rough point, I'll return to the Atom Cats area to get the agility bobblehead, and I'll probably end up getting the endurance bobblehead as well, because why not? It's a thing. It's there. Also, do we still have Somerville Place marked? We do. That helps. Okay. And so we end up with moving target 3 at level 44, which is the level at which that perk unlocks. And it also means that by that point we can run a bit better. It's fairly common for me to actually put moving target 3 in a list of perks for a build, but not actually reach that level, because it's common for me to end challenges at about... Okay, that's a regular sentry bot. Let's not mess around with a sentry bot. Let's not do that. So yeah. Now I guess since this is just another straight direct run through the glowing sea, you know, something that you've seen a few times, I may as well talk about... I guess the thing more pertinent for this challenge is, if I run out of ammo, how will I get more? Or how will I get to level 41? Right, Science 4, where I get the alien blast up with fusion cells. Well, when I reach 37, there's an exploit that I thought of that's worth trying, that involves the Scrounger 4 perk. And I don't see any reason why this exploit would not work unless it, like... So basically what I'm talking about is Scrounger 4 gives a small chance that when you run out of ammo in your clip, more ammo will magically appear to fill that clip, basically. Now, that gives me the idea that what I could do is, if I have just one bullet in the gun, right? Like, either I only have one left, or... Can you not? Yeah, so I either have one left, or I have... Or I just remove all the other bullets and just have one in the gun.
We could really use a hand.
Okay, so that thing's gone. The raider is gone, which is good. Do this. Okay. Do a full save here. Okay, so basically, yeah, the idea is I have one bullet in the gun. I have Scrounger 4. I shoot the gun, and there's a small chance that I will that the gun will magically refill all its ammunition in the clip. I can then remove 41 out of 42. Leave the one in, save the game, shoot the gun, have it magically give me more ammo. But this is a thing that would require, like, what is essentially save scumming. But that's It's an alternative to leveling up all the way to Science 4. And thus yeah, basically it will let me shoot things 4 levels earlier. Yeah, 4 levels earlier. Whereas previously it'd be level 41 and not 37. But this isn't, you know, I'm not banking on this. Right? It's just a thing that I'll try out to see if it works. Alright. The thing about forgetting to hit record, which happened at the start of this episode, of recording this episode, because, you know, I got outside of the outside of the church. I checked if I was recording, I wasn't, and then I had to reload. Whenever that happens, it always makes you second guess whether you're recording or not. But anyway. Yeah, so that's a possibility. Now, I don't know if there's any restriction in the Scrounger 4 perk whether, like, perhaps perhaps it checks if the ammunition involved is specifically in the list of ammunition that can be spawned with Scrounger. So maybe it would work with submachine guns which use 45, magnums which use 44, and then anything that uses that type of ammo. Well, that's a regular Deathclaw. Let's not be involved with him. Okay, that Deathclaw is coming up to me. I'll do a jet. Ow. And the jets will give me a good amount of distance. But having a Deathclaw follow me isn't very good for the old confidence that you'll live to see another day. But we've lost them, which is quite good. So yeah, basically, because... Oh, we have another vertibird here. Or another plane or something. So yeah, basically... Can you not? Basically because... What are you two? Yes, yes. I'm gonna take a Med-X. So now they'll just do direct damage, but they're not gonna do... They're not gonna do poison. Which isn't actually that bad if you have, like... If you have, what's them called, but yeah, still Not fun to be all poisony. Excuse me. You have fun with that, Deathclaw. I'll enter into this building and then you won't be able to find me. So yeah, as I was saying, because alien blaster rounds are not in the list of ammunition that can be spawned with Scrounger,
I have the code.
maybe it also won't work with the specific Scrounger 4 perk.
I'm sure
Come on, Virgil.
I've got it covered.
Good. It's mine. Now go on.
Lovely. I'll just get all these for bonus XP. Why not? It's free. Now I'm going to remove this because that simplifies... It simplifies the compass greatly. And the Deathclaw can't get over all that stuff there, so we're safe. And yeah, so... Wow. What the heck? Well, I guess it's a good thing I'm not doing Legendary Swapper, otherwise that would be bad. That legendary thing just flew out of the ground and then got killed. Also, don't I have lethargy? I do. We don't want to have lethargy. Not in the glowing sea. I'll actually walk here so that when the nearest Deathclaw inevitably spots me, I can run with full AP. Yeah, over there. And then we run! Now, fortunately in Power Armor, Deathclaws aren't as big of a threat as you might think. You know, compared with being out of Power Armor and having all of... So I think they're right behind me, so I better... There we go. Easy peasy. Right. That lets us run out. These guys will all have fun with the Deathclaws when the Deathclaws run past them. So yeah, now if there isn't some line in the code that checks the last consumed bullet in the clip against the list of ammunition spawnable by Scrounger, then it's pretty likely that it'll work, that the trick would work. But, you know, at the same time, I don't actually know, so... So, again, as a result, the build is set up so that I still have Science 4. At Science 4 at level 41. Which would still be useful anyway, even if I were going full hog with abusing Scrounger. Because let's face it, while I can make a save scum montage of me abusing that trick look fairly interesting by just showing proc after proc after proc. It's not going to be very fun for me, and I would, even if I don't necessarily have to, I would rather quote unquote waste a perk to get this onto ammo that I can actually get. And we've been hidden. Sweet. Okay. Again, normal protocol applies. I pick that up. I go over here. This is just going to be a small save, and I'll split the recording. Okay, let's put in the lowest core. And putting it in the lowest core always makes sure that you always use up the least used cores in this. Yeah, now I'm going to set a waypoint for Diamond City Market, and I'm going to... Actually, it just occurred to me. It just occurred to me that I can't get the thing. The quest. The location. So I need some other location that I could easily do. And I think I could just go to Covenant and build it there. But there's a lot of stuff in the way. I could get Grey Garden actually. That's actually a decent idea. Oh, you know what we... Okay, I have an idea. I wonder if it will work. But this would be extremely silly if it did. I'm going to try building the single interceptor at Boston Airport. And I want to see if doing the railroad ending going in at the Boston Airport actually works. Would you stop that? What else? For another thing, for the sake of general speed, I'm going to drop off my power armor at Diamond City and then go between Diamond City, Red Rocket, and the other place, and you know, the Boston Airport. I'll go between those places on foot and not in power armor. This isn't to save fusion core because I have plenty of it. It's just so that it's just so that it goes a bit quicker. But I'm gonna, for the end of the episode, I'm gonna drop off the power armor at Diamond City and then call it a day there. You know, just to round out the episode at like this amount of time. And then once I'm actually into the institute, I do what they want me to do. I go around, talk to people, I start synth retention, I leave and then I head straight to the power armor. And that will... it'll make sure that that whole thing goes by pretty quickly. Oh yeah, and I guess the other thing that I forgot to finish talking about was, let's say between here and the end of the game, I either run out of fusion cells or I get so low that I basically don't want to start the quest where you rescue the railroad from the Brotherhood. Also, they're all regular raiders. You guys have fun. They're actually doing a fair bit of damage to the vertibird. Oh well. So yeah, basically, there are some quests that I know I could do without shooting a single bullet. There's the Emma quest, where you pick up the where you go to the place, you get Jack Cabot's sister. There's also the first Cabot House quest. It's special delivery, I think. There's a special trick you can use to do that without shooting anything. And then there's...
Hey, you were the one that walked that freedom trail, right?
I mean, if I got really lucky, I could do the first step and then, you know, do that without firing a shot. Okay, this still had the thing.
Not supposed to talk to people I don't know.
But that's okay, I'll just move this out of the way over here.
Hey there, lady.
And then drop it out.
Let's see what you have.
And then all the T-45 stuff I'll sell to this guy who still has ammo. So let's have a look. Let's compare torsos. So that's 260, 230. This is 300, 205. Okay. So the T60 is worse in energy, better in ballistic.
We're having a sale on.
And the next few quests.
Wait, my programming is telling me we never have sales. Maybe you should buy something else.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Okay, so synth retention involves ballistic damage. And then... well, actually, by that point, I do want to have level 28. Because mini nukes are... lots of mini nukes. So... yeah, I don't know. But still, we'll be fine. Sure, let's get all that. So that's all the power armor. And nothing there to sell. A lab scaler, which is apparently worth 0. And then I'll sell all these to see how far I get. Okay, they'll do. Okay, so this will stay here. I'll move this into the actual power armor bay.
Travis lately on the radio? Brother was smooth.
Okay. Now I guess another thing I could think about is which quests I have right now could I complete without shooting the gun. And I'll talk about that once I'm through here. Alright. Before I save, let's go through them. That I couldn't do. That I'll inevitably do anyway. That I could do. That I could do. That I can't do. Unless I get ridiculously lucky, but I don't think so. That I could actually do. In fact, I don't even need the password anyway. That I can't. And I could do the Museum of Witchcraft, but yeah, so not that many quests. I can't have companions, so I can't do companion quests. So I guess it would be a case of I mean, for one thing, I could get a fair few bits of XP if I take this area and then get all the XP from all the wood and steel and stuff that's on there, which would be about the time that I, if I ran out of quests to do, I'll head down here, I'll do this, and then I'll get the bobblehead as well from here. But that's the episode. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.